minutes. So today, what's our topic for today? Today we're going to be talking about why some of us waste our inquiries. We are getting inquiries and yet we complain that nobody is buying. So it's a different thing if you're posting, you're running ads, you're doing your marketing, and nobody is even entering your DM to ask how are you. That's a different thing. But for some of us, we are getting people entering our DMs every day, and yet we have nothing to show for it. When this is happening, then it means your problem is no more primarily traffic. It is now a question of that you don't know how to turn questions, you don't know how to turn those inquiries, you don't know how to turn those DMs into cash. That is now the issue that you're facing, and that's a different issue totally. Okay, so we're going to be looking at how you're going to turn your leads into sales so that you don't end up wasting your leads. Those leads are precious, whether they are organic, that is, they are free, or they are paid, but they are precious, because if they're organic, it means you didn't pay for them. But organic means it costs you time, because you must have put out content, you must have done some engagement, you must have done something that made those people to notice you and then think to reach out to you. And then if you were paying for them, it means every single one of those leads that is coming is your money, and you cannot afford for it to waste. So, how many inquiries have disappeared on you this month? I would like to hear your answers. How many inquiries have you lost this month? Note that somebody making an inquiry does not mean that they are ready to buy. It's not equal to that readiness to purchase. No. So, somebody making an inquiry does not mean that they are ready to buy. Many leads are curious, but they are not committed. So that somebody entered your DM and said, how much is this thing? Does not mean that they are ready to buy. In some cases, they are just curious about what it is that you're selling. In some cases, they could even be your competitors. Hello, 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 hi. So in some cases, they could be your competitors, and you're busy stressing yourself. So some people lose money. They lose money because they think that that whole interest, they assume that interest is equal to a sale. But then interest is not equal to a sale. It is not. Because someone showed interest in you does not mean that they are ready to buy anything that you're selling. Hello, hello, I can see all the love. Thank you for following, and thank you for liking too. So interested does not mean invested. Okay, I hope you allow that to sink in. Interested does not mean invested. That someone is interested in what you're doing does not mean that they are ready to be invested in that thing that you're doing. So that interest is great, but you cannot really put all your energy of yourself till they are invested. Okay? So now let's talk about why people don't buy, because there are reasons people don't buy. Can we guess? What reasons do you think people don't buy? You can drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments and I would go ahead, but I will be checking the comments to see what I see from you guys, okay? So there are reasons people don't buy, and I've decided to break them into 4 main parts. Work with me. The first one is that they are confused. They are confused about the value. They are not clear about what they are going to get from this. Yes, you that is selling the product, you may be clear on what you are offering. You may be very sure that this thing can change this person's life, it can. But if we that are receiving it, we are not clear on the benefit and on the gain, then it means that you're going to struggle to collect our money. you will struggle to get our money. So the first one is that confusion. They are very confused about the value. They are not sure about the problem you're solving for them. They are not sure about what they're going to benefit from working with you. So you're supposed to be asking yourself, do my leads understand the exact changes that are going to happen when they work with me? So that's why selling has to do with a lot of answering your prospects questions. Sometimes even before they ask it, you anticipate those questions, you anticipate those challenges that they may be having, and then you now go ahead to try and cancel all those objections before it even comes up. That's when you can say you are really selling. So you need to tell yourself that my leads, my prospects need to understand the changes that they are going to face in their life, in their business, in their career after they work with me. If you come and you try to sell something to me, and I'm not seeing my life or my business or my career or my family or anything about me getting better after I buy that thing, what makes you think I'm going to buy it? Even the richest person in the world won't buy it. Yes, they won't buy it. They're only going to buy it because of that value. They've seen the perceived value and they feel like, yes, this is going to be worth it for me. So if you come now and you tell me, okay, let me just use, I have some pegs on my table, so let me just use this. So I have these 2 pegs now, and you walk up to me and you say, oh, I'm going to sell these 2 pegs to you, and I'm going to sell it to you for $100. Now, I've never used pegs in my life. Maybe I don't even know what pegs are. I'm just seeing or hearing them for the very first time. If you come and you tell me, I think you should buy these pegs, they're amazing, they are great, all those things, you think I'm going to take action. But if you tell me something like, have you ever washed your clothes, spread them outside to dry, only for you to go to work or go to school or go to church, depending on who you're speaking to, come back home and then you see your clothes on the floor because it was very windy that day. And in some cases, you had to rewash the clothes from the beginning. How did that make you feel? Wasn't that double the stress? But then, if you use these specs, it saves you from that type of issue. Because once you wash your clothes and you spread them out, you use the pegs to pin them down, and your clothes will be unshakable till wherever it is they're coming from. Even if there's a tornado, your clothes won't shake from that line. Between the first person that just came and told me, oh, our pegs are great, our pegs are amazing, and the person that could help me see how my life will be better after I buy these pegs, who do you think that I'm going to be buying from? So remember, if your prospects are about the benefits, they are confused about the value they are going to get from buying from you, then they're not going to buy. That's when they'll start telling you, I'll get back to you and whatnot, and they will not get back to you. Now, reason number 2, you don't give them any sense of urgency. They feel like, yeah, the pegs are great. You've told them how it can hold their stuff down till this thing. But you did not give them any sense of urgency to want to buy them now. You made them feel like they can take their time. You can buy anytime that you want it, That's the way you made them feel. There was no sense of urgency. So in some cases, your leads, your prospects delay decisions. They delay buying from you because it can wait. It can wait. Have you ever thought about some things that you bought because you felt, I don't want to miss this thing? It's not even that you were ready to buy it at that time. Maybe you sacrificed something else to buy it, but you did not want to miss it. Someone like me, I have gone to the market with the intention of cooking one soup. and then ended up cooking an entirely different soup just because the ingredients for the other soup came at a very good deal. And I just felt like, no, I can't miss this. And I grabbed it. Are you getting the point? So when you make them feel that it can wait, there is no urgency. There is no urgency in your marketing. They're actually going to rather wait. Nobody is in a hurry to spend money. Nobody wakes up in the morning and say, oh my God, where do I go to spend all my money today? Says nobody. You're not using deadlines. You didn't tell them there are limited spots. You didn't say, oh, there are consequences to missing this. Like, if you see it that the person is dragging leg to buy your pegs now, if you don't want to use discounts, or you don't tell them that it's limited in number, why not tell them that right now is dry season, but rainy season is just around the corner? It could be even next week. Is it at that time that you'll be buying this thing? It's better to buy it now that it's in dry season because the cost is cheaper. Once it starts raining, because it's now going to be a hot product during the rainy season, the cost is going to go up. So grab it now because this is the best price. Or buy it later, 2 times more expensive than it is. And maybe by then your clothes may have flied to your neighbor's roof. So this is you creating urgency. Okay? And please, when you're creating urgency, make your urgency realistic and make it gentle. Don't make it as if you are forcing them, because that throws off prospects. Make it that I'm educating you to make the right decision, but it's up to you. Don't make it seem like you're pressuring them or you're forcing them. Make it seem like it's up to them whether they want to do it or they don't want to do it, but this is your own point of view. Reason number 3, your follow-up is terrible. You just came, somebody made an inquiry, and that's it. That's the end. You don't talk to them again. Nothing happens again. You just balance well. You are now waiting for them to come back. And it's not like you are busy. You are so free, too free. So your follow-up, if your follow-up is poor, even interested leads, there's people that are interested genuinely. It's not that they are window shopping. They are interested genuinely, but they could forget you exist. Because their life does not revolve around you. They have other things that they're thinking about. They have other things that they're worrying about. They have other dreams, other visions, other plans. They have challenges. So you could balance well and be waiting for people to be chasing you to collect their money and all that. Sorry. Sometimes a simple follow-up is what you need, because you don't want your list to forget that you exist. There's this example that I like to use about something that happened a couple of years ago. I was going through Instagram, I saw this campaign, and this woman was talking about, how electrical devices are going to be one of the best Mother's Day gifts you can ever give to your mom. And as at that time, I was looking for a Mother's Day gift for my mom that year. So she had this blender, very powerful blender. It was crushing all sorts of things in the video. I messaged her from WhatsApp because that was the link I saw there. I messaged her on WhatsApp. We communicated, and somehow I forgot. I saved her number, but I saved it with her brand name. And she never messaged me after that. I never saw her status after that. Nothing. So I wasn't ready to make the purchase then. It wasn't even close to. So a few months after that, I was now ready to buy that blender. I ransacked my head. I couldn't remember the name of the brand. Everything I did, I typed blender in my WhatsApp chats, but my messages are so much, I couldn't find it. I got frustrated. Maybe because of all the blender, because I also went to my Instagram and searched to see if maybe we chatted on Instagram before we went to WhatsApp. I was not seeing, maybe because of all the blender I searched for. And I started seeing ads on all the blenders. Eventually, a community member introduced me to her friend that sells powerful German blenders and all that. And that was who I now bought from. Now, was that a friend that I bought from? The person that actually gave me that idea to use a blender as a Mother's Day gift. It wasn't her. But then she was the one that reaped the reward, because the person that had actually given me the idea did not follow up, not even for one day. Because if she had at least followed up since that our first this thing, it would have been easier for me to remember her brand name. She also was not even posting on her status, so I was not seeing anything. And that's how I forgot. And this happens to the best of us. So if you're always like, you balance well, you're not busy, you even need, as in, people that are going to help you, to people that are going to patronize you, then it's much better for you to go ahead and follow up on your people. If not, they are going to say that I have forgotten that this person exists. So for some of us, there is no reminder, there is no personalization, there is no guidance. Have you ever bought something from somebody and they just leave you there and run away? In some cases, you have not even bought something from them. Just you have a lot of questions. For them to answer your question is problem. After a while, you give up. Terrible. So these are just some examples, all right? Our reason number 4 is emotional disconnect. So sometimes your leads are disconnected from your product. They are not connected emotionally to the product. I think previously, I just remember that I think I previously hosted a live on how to follow up via DM. It should either be here on our YouTube, like a FIWO series, or it should be on our Instagram, one of them. Okay, so emotional disconnect could be another reason. Your leads may like your product. They may like your product, but they don't feel that the product is for them. They may feel like, this product is good, but I'm not sure it's for me. Okay? And it may be because of fear, maybe past experience. It may be because of skepticism. It may be a lack of trust. They don't trust you. Maybe they're just getting to know you for the first time. So you would now understand that you need to build a level of trust with your prospects before you start asking for the sale. So you would ask yourself, who am I going to build trust with, and how will I build this trust before they will say yes? Hello, Wilfred. Yes. The answer to that your question is yes. So we are a digital marketing agency for business owners, and we help business owners through our digital products and our services. You have issues with your advertising, your marketing, your content, your emails, all those things we can help you, whether through learning from us via our digital products, learning from us via our coaching programs, um, or we are doing it for you via our services. So that's what we do. You can get more information about the work we do um, by going to our website, DigitalBizGuru.com. You can also visit us on any of your favorite social media channels: Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok. Just search DigitalBizGuru. Instagram is one of our most active channels. All right, so now, okay, how often? So this particular live, we do it Wednesday by 3 p.m. West African time. Every Wednesday, 3 p.m. What? You can join us here. So this particular live, we also go live on our Instagram, 3 p.m. Fridays, West African time too. So you can join us there. Okay. So now that we've talked about 4 different issues, let's talk about how to fix it step by step. So most of our lives, we keep it within. It can be short, snappy. You'll be able to pick something quick and walk away with it. Okay, so we're already approaching our 30 minutes mark. I think I have about 9 minutes or so, and I still have some points to share, so I'm going to make this quick. So now the 4 steps to fix it, since you've already made this issue. The first one is that you need to make sure you're communicating your transformation properly. That transformation that we are going to get from working with you, you need to be able to communicate it properly. If we are not clear on the transformation, then we are not going to give you our money. Remember that nobody wakes up in the morning and feels like, I should just give this vendor my money. You as the vendor is supposed to communicate to this other person that this is how your life is going to be better by buying this. You sell skincare. You're supposed to be painting the picture. You're supposed to be painting the picture about how amazing our skin is going to be. You are selling weight loss products. You're supposed to be painting the picture of how we are going to shock our friends. We're going to shock our families with our bikini body this summer. Anyone that you're selling, you need to be painting that picture. I already used pegs as an example at the beginning part of this life. You see how even as simple as cloth pegs are, there is a before and there is an after. So when you tell us how we're going to move from that before meeting your product to after meeting your product, you just painted the picture of that transformation. So don't focus on selling features. Oh, it is made of aluminium, zinc, and steel. It's all powerful. Is this, is that. The features are great. But trust me, the average person does not care about the features. They are more interested in the use and the benefits. So more about the benefits and less about the features. In fact, as you're talking about your features, you should be also painting the picture of the benefits of that feature. The fact that it's steel, what's the benefit for me? You're just telling me it's 100% steel. What's the benefit to me? So you communicate the transformation clearly. It shouldn't be all about just selling the features. You need to make sure that you're selling the result, you're selling the feeling. Because when you imagine yourself in that bikini, the way you'll be flipping your hair and walking along the beach, it feels good. And that means that you're going to want to experience that feeling. Okay, someone is asking if we're going to post this live stream. Yes, so there's going to be a replay of this live stream on our channel. When you visit our channel, you can go to the playlist called Fix It with Oma Fiwo, and you're going to see this particular replay, and replays of previous lives that we've also had. You'll find them there. Thank you, Stella. So use testimonials, use mini cases. All right. Step 2 is that you're going to introduce gentle urgency. Remember that we want them to feel it's urgent, but we don't want them to feel that we are forcing them. Because if they feel like you're forcing them, then it makes you look desperate. Therefore, it now makes you look like they are helping you and not you helping them. Did you get that? Once your prospects, your leads start feeling like they are the ones helping you, and it's not you that is helping them, you're going to struggle to close that sale. You need to always be in that position that I'm going to help you solve your problem, and then you're going to pay me for it. If you ever make them feel like they are going to now give you money to solve your problems, it makes closing that sale tougher. So make your urgency to be gentle, but make sure there is urgency. Tell them there are limited spots. I already gave examples about this. Use all that. Give them early bird offers. If they lost an opportunity, send them a reminder. Oh, you lost this opportunity. Here is the last chance. We call this your second chance offer or last chance offer. This is your last chance to grab this. Then the third step is that we're going to follow strategically. So follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. Don't allow them to make inquiries and vanish. And you see those people that tell you, I'll get back to you. What I do is whenever people tell me I'll get back to you, there are two things involved. If that is not someone that I'm sure is my kind of client, I'll tell them, okay, we look forward to your feedback. If it's someone that I'm sure is my kind of client, but maybe they are not so convinced, when they say I'll get back to you, I tell them, sure, but if we don't get feedback from you within 24 hours, within 48 hours, we will definitely reach out to remind you. So that helps them know that if you like, don't get back to us, we'll get back to you. That's simply what I said. If you like, don't get back to us, we're going to get back to you. But somebody is going to get back to somebody, whether you getting back to us or we getting back to you. So make sure you're strategic in your follow-up. You can make things easier for yourself by building DM templates. Have messages that you've scripted. Like me, there's a write-up that is in our quick replies for WhatsApp for people that will say, I'll get back to you. There's a write-up for people that will say it's too expensive. There's a write-up. I think about 6-7 objections that we get often that we created those scripts and templates for that we put out there. So that is it too. You have your DM templates, have your reminders. If you can set email reminders, use them because those ones can be automated. Then, of course, have your personalized check-ins, whether via calls or via chats. Then our step 4 is that you're going to build an emotional connection. When you're talking, give storytelling in replies. Sometimes I talk with some clients and I tell them about other clients. This is how this client was before we came into their life, and this is how they are now. Okay? So this is me just trying to get them to see what could be. So I use storytelling when I'm talking with them. You can share case studies. You can ask questions that look like you understand their pain. They will be feeling like, oh, this person gets me. One of the questions I like to ask is that I like to ask, why do you need the service? Example, one of our services, our ad setup service, maybe you came for the lead generation ad setup service. So we're going to set up for you a lead generation campaign that is going to help you generate leads, as many leads as possible, depending on your budget. So you send me a DM and you say this, and I notice that the conversation is really stretching. and I don't want to start convincing you and talking plenty, then I ask you, why did you even think you need a lead generation campaign? And then you say, oh, because sometimes I just stay and to 3 messages in my DM every day, so I'm not getting a lot of inquiries, not to talk of closing sales. They will tell me all the reasons why they need it, and guess what? Those reasons they tell me is what I'm going to use to close that sale. When later they start saying I'll think about it, I'll tell them, but are you not tired of 3 DMs every day? There to think about, when you can start getting 20 DMs and above from tomorrow even. What's there to think about? So you see, it's basically what the person told me, the kind of interaction from our questions that I'm now using to sell to this person and convince them to take action. Every lost lead is usually a lost conversation and not a lost client. It means in your conversation there was something that you didn't say that you should have said, or it is something that you said that you shouldn't have said. So every lost lead is a lost conversation and not a lost client. So each time that you do not close a lead, you need to sit back down, look at that conversation again, and look at the things that you said and didn't say. That's where you will know what went wrong in that conversation. Now, think of one inquiry from last week that didn't convert. That's what I want you to think about. What somebody made an inquiry last week, it didn't convert. So what can you do with this new knowledge that you've learned? What would you have done differently using today's 4-step framework? What would you have done differently? Do your leads understand exactly the transformation that you offer? Are they perfectly clear? Are you creating urgency, or you are helping them procrastinate? Who do your needs need to see before they say yes? What do your needs need to see before they say yes? How often are you checking the emotions behind the "I'll get back to you" that you're hearing from your leads? Which one of the 4 reasons I gave you today has the most sales? I need you to go and think about all this, and I hope you do implement what you've learned today. As I've said, we keep our lives short and simple so that you can pick up something and go and work on it and implement, pending when next we meet. As you know, this is Fix It with Oma. It's a live office hour session that happens 3 p.m. West African time every Wednesday. So I hope you join me again next week Wednesday by 3 p.m. to also learn, because there is also going to be another interesting topic that we're going to be covering next week. So please do join me. And if you have any questions, because we've already taken more than our time, so if you have any questions, you can just comment of the replay and drop your questions there, and I'm definitely going to answer every single one of your questions. I hope you have been able to learn something today, and I hope I see you same time next week. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.